we're gonna be rating all the Forza games, Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon. With Forza Horizon, there are also expansions I'm gonna rate. There were some Forza Motorsport expansions throughout the series, but I didn't include them in here because they were mostly adding more cars. They didn't really change much. The same in here. The expansions that will be rated, they are actually changing quite a bit, and if they don't, then they're gonna not be rated very well. So we got godlike perfect game or expansion, got almost perfect, solid game, buy with a discount, and very mid and total garbage. Don't touch that. Right. We could go from left to right, or we could go first with Forza. Let's go first with Forza Motorsport games. So Forza Motorsport 1. So that's one Forza Motorsport I haven't played. So I'm gonna put it as a solid game because must have been solid to for franchise to continue. I'll be very surprising if the game wouldn't be solid and then they wouldn't release Forza Motorsport 2, 3 and 4 and so on. So I'm putting it on in the middle. But obviously let me know in the comments what did you think about the original Forza Motorsport, if you played it, and is solid game the right ranking for it. Next we have Forza Motorsport 2. So I played that, so I can tell how good it was. And for me, again, it was a solid game. It was a good game. And when I'm thinking about this rating is I'm comparing one Forza to another. Yeah, how big step up that was, or how big step down it was. So that's how my mind thinking. I don't think I'm not gonna be comparing Forza 6 to 2 because graphically that would be complete outmatch. I'm comparing it, let's say 5 to 6 and so on. Yeah. So Forza Motorsport 2 was my first Forza I played, and I enjoyed it. It was a good game. It was a good game. Was it perfect? No. Was it buying with a discount? Also no. I enjoyed that game. At the time, I also played Gran Turismo and some other racing games, and I think Forza wasn't at its best yet. That's why I said solid game. Forza Motorsport 3. I could put it on a solid game because again, that was good. It was very good, but I think it was almost perfect. And there will be few more examples of it. It was a step up from Forza Motorsport 2, in my opinion, graphically, amount of cars, amount of tracks, and overall stuff you could have done. So I'm gonna put it on almost perfect. I should have one more tier here because it feels like this should be above Forza 2 and probably Forza Motorsport as well. But is it almost perfect? I don't think so. But yeah, I think if I think jump from Forza 2 to Forza 3, then yeah, there was definitely a quite big jump. Let's put it at a solid game again, but let's put it in front of these two. Now, Forza Motorsport 4. Now that was step up from 2 and 3 together. So I think, and this was the last one in 360 era, so I think that deserves almost perfect ranking. Graphically, it was unmatched. Same with cars, the same with events you could have done. I love the tracks from that game. It was basically almost perfect game. It was almost perfect. So that's why putting it at almost perfect ranking above these three. Now, Forza Motorsport 5. First on Xbox One, and I think buy it with a discount. Or you could also rebrand this to a step down. I don't think it was solid. I think it was step down. It was the new generation, new engine, and they wanted to do magic with it, kind of like with Forza Motorsport 2023. But we'll get to that. There was much less tracks. I counted it the other day, and it was some ridiculously low amount. The cars were there. Graphically, it looked very good comparing to previous ones. but it was lacking a lot of content. There was basically no content. The menus were boring. There was just nothing there really. It was the only the only Forza I completely enjoy playing. So yeah, buy with a discount. I'm going to put it on very very mid, and I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on very very mid. Right, Forza Motorsport 6. So that's for me a godlike perfect game. This was the peak of Forza Motorsport, and I mentioned that in my previous videos about Forza, the series that you could have watched on this channel, where I played for the 20th anniversary tour. I played for, and one of the tours was Forza Motorsport 6 tour, and that game was perfect. Perfect. It had everything: cars, tracks, the amount of stuff you could have done. There were so many different tours, championships, events, everything. I played that game very recently, and I was just astonished of how much content was in that game. And even to this day, the game holds up. It doesn't look like something from PS2 or PS3 era. It looks like a game from Xbox One, obviously. I think it plays in 1080p, but it does holds up. It doesn't look that much worse than Forza Motorsport 7 or Forza Motorsport 2023. Yeah, I think that I don't know if there was a rain effect in that game yet. So it was missing some of those stuff. But in terms of how much fun you had during that game, God, it was perfect. It was perfect. That's why I'm putting it on godlike perfect here. Forza Motorsport 7. Now, if I'm thinking between 6 and 7, I would put it on almost perfect. Because it was almost like just shifting to the right. So imagine Forza Motorsport 6, but with better graphics, a bit better physics. In terms of amount of tracks, I think it had very similar amount. I don't think I counted them exactly how many tracks there were in each, but there wouldn't be massive difference between them. The only reason why I'm putting in almost perfect is because Forza 6 was perfect, and Forza 7 was just another version of Forza Motorsport 6, just with better graphics, with and actually the content was a little bit less content than in FM6. You had less there was less special events, and I think it had some expansions, but overall I think almost perfect, or if you prefer it, A tier, because you could have S, A, B, C, D, and E tier. This would be a B tier Forza, and I'm an A tier Forza, sorry, and I think it was still good. I'm thinking if I could play it today, I would, and I would still enjoy it. So almost perfect. I think it's still good. Right, Forza Motorsport. Ooh, that's a hard one. So it's definitely not godlike or almost perfect. I'm thinking solid game or buy it with a discount. And if I would compare just the state of the game as it came out, it would be buy with a discount. If I would compare it to how it came now, how it looks now, it would be a solid game. But I think I would say buy with a discount, because at the time you will be buying it now, you'll be buying it with a discount. It will be a game solid on release. All those previous games were solid on release. The massive patches and the massive expansions to the game didn't exist in most of in the times when those games came out. So Forza Motorsport 2023, I think buy with a discount, and I think that's quite alright for that game. I wouldn't put it on very very mid. I think it's much better than Forza Motorsport 5 was at launch. But again, it misses a lot of of content. Comparing the, I mean, if I have to compare just the content, then FM6, 4, and 7 will be obviously top, and the rest will be much lower. But yeah, let's put it Forza Motorsport, buy with a discount, or C tier if you prefer it that way. Okay, now let's go Forza Motorsport Apex. So that was basically Forza Motorsport 6, but for the PC. So officially Forza Motorsport 6 never came out on PC, but Apex did. And this one is hard because it was free, but it also had some microtransactions, if I remember correctly. I would say it was a solid game because it was very similar to 6. It was lacking of all the events. It was basically a shell of 6 with cars, with graphics and so on, but it was lacking a lot of content. And it was the first Forza for PC, so I would say solid game is alright. You can't really buy this game. Actually, no. Let's put it on buy with a discount. If you could buy that game, I know it was free. I think buy with a discount would have been good option. All right, next, Forza Customs. So I never actually played Forza Customs. It was a mobile only game. Therefore, it goes total garbage. Any mobile game like this, total garbage. I'm sorry, but that's the place for those games. Obviously, let me know in the comments if you ever played any of the Forza Customs games, or Forza Customs or Forza Street games, and how it was, because I never played it. Forza Street I did play, and it was absolute garbage game. Oh, it was absolute horrible game. Oh, it's good that they not continue with that. Full of microtransactions, very repetitive. Oh, the worst kind of mobile game. Absolutely horrible. Okay, so we finished with all the Forza Motorsport games and mobile games. Now we're gonna go to Forza Horizon games and its expansion. So let me know in the comments if you agree with the tier so far. Now let's start out with Forza Horizon first. I would say almost perfect straight away. This was the first type of this game that ever came out on the consoles. There was a another game that was sort of similar, but it wasn't exactly like that. It wasn't as fun. It didn't have as many fun things built in, and as many cars and as many tracks. It was a bit smaller. I think the game was something Drive Unlimited, Total Unlimited. Can't remember the name exactly now, but yeah, I think Forza Horizon was almost perfect game when it came out. It was almost perfect game, and that was 360 game. Great graphics, and I wouldn't mind. That's how good this game was. I wouldn't mind if Playground would have re-released Forza Horizon remaster on a new console, just like this year. Yeah, Forza Horizon remaster, 4K 120 frames. I would love to play that game again. With a bit refreshed graphics, it would be perfect. Probably they have to tweak the engine a little bit in terms of driving, because the driving model changed a bit, but other than that, amazing game. Unfortunately, okay, you can only play it on 360. It never came out on PC. Next, we have an expansion, Forza Horizon Rally. So the first expansions for Forza Horizon were a bit meh. I'm gonna put it by with a discount. It wasn't great. It wasn't great to the level that I don't remember it very well. Comparing to the next expansions that we have on the list, I have to have them in mind a little bit. This one would have been about C tier, maybe even D tier. No, C tier, yeah. Buy with a discount, and I think I bought it with a discount. So Forza Horizon Rally goes buy with a discount here. Next one for Forza Horizon was 1000 Club expansion pack. So in the game you are able to get levels, and for those levels you are able to buy new cars and get new perks, as far as I remember. And this one wasn't good expansion. It didn't really add much. To be honest with you, I don't think even it should be on that list, but I'm gonna put it on a very, very mid. I think if I remember correctly, Porsche expansion was the first one. I might be wrong about that. So, but don't quote me on it. I think this 1000 Club expansion was the first one, or it came out on very similar time to Rally expansion. So every car had challenges, and you could complete those challenges. Not very enjoyable and very, very repetitive. Right, next we have Forza Horizon 2. And again, I was thinking, is that a godlike or almost perfect game? Because it was the first one, it was on 360, but it was also the first one on Xbox One. And it improved massively over Forza Horizon, massively. This was the first one where you could actually feel like you are part of some kind of club vibe, that you're actually part of Horizon festival. And also the location, yeah, south of France, north of Italy. Oh god, I know what I said about Forza Horizon, that if they have remastered this game, I will buy it straight away. With Forza Horizon 2, I would just pay a ridiculous amount of money to play that game again on a new generation of consoles in like 120 frames with 4K graphics. If they would remaster that, I'll just shut up and take my money meme on them. That's how good it was. Again, it was almost perfect. And with Forza Horizon games, unfortunately, I have to think about the next additions to it. And I know that Forza Horizon 2 was a step up from Forza Horizon 1, and I'm gonna put it before it. And let's actually put this one. Let's put Forza Motorsport 7 before 4, and let's put Horizon before Horizon 2. Horizon 2 before Horizon. It was better, but still wasn't perfect. It still was not a perfect game. Okay. Now expansions. So there were a few actually. We had Storm Island. Now straight away Storm Island goes to buy with a discount. I don't think it was that great. It had different weather effects, which was sort of new to the franchise. But I didn't enjoy it, and I think I waited quite a long time until buying it, and I actually bought it with a discount. So as it says, buy with a discount, that's where it actually lands. Porsche expansion, this one didn't really add much. It added more Porsche theme racing. I think I will add it to very, very mid. I think that wasn't that great expansion. Storm Island, comparing to that, was better. Porsche only added cars and the theme around the whole Porsche franchise. But yeah, I don't think I enjoyed it. Next one is Forza Horizon 2 presents Fast and Furious. So this was a standalone game with Fast and Furious cars, in Forza Horizon 2 world, if you get me. And I remember it was right. I remember it being okay. I can't remember if it was free or it was very, very cheap. It might have even been free for me for some reasons. So I would put it actually on solid game because it was still Forza Horizon 2, just without anything. Well, with the same graphics, with the same location, but with much less cars. And I think you had only the races that were using those cars. So, and it was free to play. You can't really go wrong with that. I mean, I think it was a solid game in those terms. Then, next we having what else? What else? Forza Horizon 3. Okay, there we go. Forza Horizon 3. So the first one on Xbox One, that was only on Xbox One as far as I remember. It also had patches for Xbox One X that bumped up the graphics, bumped up the frame rate, and I think that was a perfect game. It was perfect. The location, perfect. Yeah, time, day, rain, everything. Time, day. What I'm saying, night, day, rain, cars, different types of environments. We had jungle, we have dunes, we had some mountains. Yeah, and again the Horizon Festival was even pumped up to the max on that one, and it was a step up for Forza Horizon 2. Therefore, Forza Horizon 3 lands on a godlike perfect game. Right, expansions for Forza Horizon 3. Well, okay, these were, I think, pretty good. Pretty good. Forza Horizon 3 Blizzard Mountain. This was a perfect expansion. Amazing expansion. Brand new region, Blizzard Mountain region, where it was more snowy, more icy conditions. You had to change the game style. Obviously, you had to put different tires on the cars, and you are also getting more rally cars to drive. Absolutely brilliant expansion, and yeah, one I can keep coming back to and still enjoying that expansion. Brilliant. If you have to buy one expansion, I'm not gonna say that this one is the only perfect one, but that's one of them. Right, next one we have Hot Wheels. Now I'm gonna put that on almost perfect because in a few minutes you will find out why. So Hot Wheels, everyone knows what that is. Orange tracks, fast cars, and again you are getting a bunch of different cars specific to Hot Wheels. You could race your own cars on different on different track configurations, and those tracks were in the Forza Horizon 3 world, so you could see them as you were driving, which was pretty cool. And yeah, it was a good expansion. It was the first one of this type. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I think it was pretty good. It was almost perfect, but it was lacking that last thing about it, you know. Over time, it was a little bit boring because the tracks were very similar, but it was good. So that's why it lands on almost perfect. Right, Forza Horizon 4. Now I'm gonna put that on solid game because it was a step down from Forza Horizon 3 in my opinion. Yes, we had different time of year, so you were going through spring, summer, autumn, winter, which was great. Obviously, you had the night-day cycle, rain and whatnot, even snow. That was great. But I think the location wasn't perfect. In hindsight, I think Forza Horizon is better in more summery locations than Cotswolds in UK or south of Scotland or well Edinburgh really. So I would love to put it higher, but I think no, I think it was a solid game. It was the kind of game that if you have Forza Horizon 3 or others on a table, you're not gonna choose it. So solid game it is. Right, Fortune Island. That's another expansion that goes with buy with a discount. Very similar to Storm Island. Fortune Island also was very rocky terrain, different types of weather. I didn't enjoy it. You were just looking for different treasures. You were racing in different races to find more treasure. Nah, it was nothing special. It was okay. Buy with a discount, it is. Now, Lego Speed Champions. It goes to perfect expansion. It was amazing. So you had a completely new region in Forza Horizon 4 where everything was made of bricks. And you know how much I love Lego, how much I love Speed Champions. This was it. So you had few cars that were completely made of bricks, and then you could race your own cars, but everything else was made of bricks. So you could smash through everything. It was absolute a blast. That's I really wished that they made the same expansion for Forza Horizon 5, and I would not really mind that. Or if we get Forza Horizon 6 next year or year after that, I would love to have another Lego Speed Champions expansion, even bigger and better, because it was perfect. Yeah, and that's one of the expansions I keep coming back to. Right, we wrapping it up now. Forza Horizon 5. Oof. Either almost perfect. No, it's going to perfect. It is a perfect game. So if I could put 3 and 5, I could not decide which one was better. I would not be able to decide it. Forza Horizon 5 has better graphics, more cars, it's bigger, and it has spring and summer system as well, night and day obviously. Yeah, I think Forza Horizon would be better than Forza Horizon 3. So 5 is better than 3. In terms of expansions, they stay as they are. So 5 was, at the moment, is pinnacle of Forza. Amazing graphics, especially if you're playing on the new consoles or if you're playing on PC. It looks absolutely amazing. Open world game. The multiplayer is a fantastic, lots of different modes, and it also has been constantly updated with new content for free. It's kind of like a games as a service, but you don't need to pay for the service. You're actually getting all that content for free, minus the expansions. Expansions are obviously paid extra, but all the content, all the seasons were free, and the game is still being updated. It has still been updated a few months ago when the Forza Horizon 5 was coming out to PlayStation 5. So yeah, it is a perfect game, I must say. The amount of content in that game, if you could select one game out of all of these games I'm just selected, FH5 would be it. It would be it. I think it might even have more content than Forza Motorsport 6, but it's kind of hard to match that because it's a different type of racing. Yeah, Forza Horizon 5, absolute pinnacle. And then 2 last expansions. So let's go with Rally Adventure. Finally, an adventure that is similar to Storm Island or Forza Horizon Rally expansion that I can recommend. And this was almost perfect. This rally adventure was almost perfect. You had different types of rallies that you could choose from, different terrain that you were racing on, and actually was more meaningful. So yeah, I did like rally adventure, and it's almost perfect. Maybe if they have put more emphasis on making sure that the cars are more adjusted to the rally, because you could technically drive any car in it with just different tires, but if you could adjust more settings to adjust the cars more to rally, that would be even better. But yeah, really good expansion. And the last but not least, Forza Motorsport Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels expansion goes into godlike perfect expansion. It's hard to tell between those expansions which one is the best. Hot Wheels, the second Hot Wheels expansion, you could think, oh, it's the Hot Wheels again. It's a bit different. You have completely new area of Hot Wheels somewhere in the sky, basically. And that area is also divided into 3 or 4 different zones that offer different type of racing as well. And comparing to the Hot Wheels original expansion, it was better. So that's why I said it. That's why I'm saying it was perfect expansion of Hot Wheels. It wasn't the best expansion overall, but it was better than the Hot Wheels and better than the previous expansions as well. So that's why it lands on the perfect tier. Alright, so that was it for all my Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon ratings. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite Forza Horizon, and do you agree with this or not? Let me know. And yeah, I will see you soon with that.